A very good evening. You're watching Big Bang with me, Shruti. How safe are PG accommodations in Bengaluru? Is Bengaluru safe for women? All these questions are back to haunt the city yet again after an alleged rape in Electronic City. Take a look.
June 6, 2014. Electronic City. A 23-year-old woman who works for a leading software company in Namma City was fast asleep in her room on the first floor of her PG accommodation. Looking at the woman asleep, her roommate locked the door from outside and threw the key into the room before leaving for work. It was all calm and peaceful in the locality. The other paying guests had also retired to bed. But just then, something unthinkable happened. An unidentified middle-aged man forcefully entered the 23-year-old's room. On gaining entry, he brandished the knife, awoke the girl and threatened her with dire consequences if she screamed. He then allegedly raped her at knife point despite her efforts to overpower him. Then the accused reportedly snatched 1,000 rupees from the totally shaken girl and fled from the spot. The victim, who suffered an injury to her right hand during the scuffle, complained to the jurisdictional police. She told the police that the man was talking in a language that she could not understand. Following the complaint, the victim was sent for a medical examination to St. John's Hospital. Later, family members of the victim, who arrived from Jharkhand, took her away. Meanwhile, the Electronic City police visited the crime spot and took stock of the situation. During preliminary investigations, they questioned the PG owner, who stays on the ground floor. In his statement, the PG owner claimed to be awake the whole night since his relative's child was unwell. He also told police that neither he nor his family members knew if a stranger had entered the victim's room.
నన్ను అడిగారు సీసీ కెమెరా ఇవ్వట్లేదు అట్లా చెట్టు కట్టండి తను నన్ను చేయి కట్టాను హాస్పిటల్కి కట్టు కట్టించుకొని వచ్చింది అంత అక్కడికి వెళ్ళేది మళ్ళీ తర్వాత నాకు వేసి ఉంటుంది అది ఎవరికి అమ్మాయి చేయి కట్టింది కాబట్టి ఎవరు వచ్చినా మేము కింద గేట్లో ఉంటాం కానీ ఎవరు వచ్చేదానికి అవకాశం లేదు గేట్లోనే మేము ఉంటాం ఎవరు పోయినా మేమే గేట్ తీస్తా గేట్ తాళ లాకేస్తాం మేము నైట్ డే అండ్ నైట్ ఇక్కడే ఉంటాం ఫ్యామిలీ ఇక్కడ నేను ఇక్కడ హాల్లోనే ఉంటాం నేనే గేట్ చేస్తా ఎవరైనా వచ్చే వాళ్ళకు అమ్మాయిలు వస్తే డ్యూటీకి వెళ్ళి వచ్చే వాళ్ళకు పోయేదానికి నేనే గేట్ తీస్తున్నాను.
On the other hand, the police stated that there was neither security guard nor CCTV camera at the PG and that was fairly easy for anyone to enter. Moreover, the PG rooms could be accessed from neighboring buildings as well. So the police were of the opinion that the perpetrator had kept a watch on the building and was aware that the victim's roommate worked during nights. This is not the first time that a woman has cried rape in Electronic City police station limits. In 2011, a woman from Jharkhand who worked for a company in Hosur was raped. Hence, this case poses a challenge to the cops who are currently investigating the matter. Meanwhile, there are about 40 women staying in other rooms on the same and upper floor of the PG accommodation where the heinous crime took place. After this incident, it raises concerns on the safety of women staying in this particular PG accommodation and others which have mushroomed in and around the IT corridor. So what will the police do now to ensure their safety? A News9 report.
One small step taken towards curbing crime proved invaluable for the residents of Kodigehalli. Two people found out the hard way.
They came, they robbed, and they also got a thrashing of a lifetime. Such was the story of these two small-time thieves who ended up getting beaten black and blue by residents of Devi Nagar in Kodigehalli. Less than 24 hours ago, these two were seen at a private garage at Devi Nagar in Kodigehalli. Armed with the right tools, the two miscreants ended up successfully stealing the engine of a car parked in the garage. Little did they know that the third eye was watching them.
ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು 4 ವಾರದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಕದೀತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ CCTV ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಇಟ್ಟು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು ಸೊ ಅವರೇ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕು ಸೊ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಒಂದು 2-3 ಸತಿ ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಹಿಡ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಡ್ದು ಹೊಡೆದು ಪೊಲೀಸವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
This morning, residents of Devi Nagar spotted the duo walking suspiciously near Dollars Colony. They immediately brought the two to the scene of crime and began interrogating them in their own style.
ಅವರು ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಅವರು ಗ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳ್ತನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಗ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವರು ಇದು ಗುಜರಿಯಾಗಿ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಹಾಕಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಗುಜರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡಲಸ್ ಕಾಲೋನಿ ಮೋರಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಂತೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಬಂದವ್ರೆ.
Soon the criminals owned up to having committed the crime and were handed over to the Kodegehalli police, and it was a happy ending for all. Residents are happy that their idea to install CCTV cameras in the area paid off, and the criminal duo owned up to the crime before having the life beaten out of them. A News9 report.
Akrama Sakrama has definitely put the government in a bothersome position. Builders are vexed with the government's initiative to fell builders which have violated the norms. Here's a report.
The government, which notified the Akrama Sakrama plan on May 28, has drafted new regulations. As per the regulations, such of those buildings which have a violation percentage of less than 50% will be fined proportionately, while such of those buildings which have a violation percentage of more than 50% will be felled. City in-charge Minister Ramalinga Reddy categorically stated that all buildings found to be in gross violation of the norms will be felled without fear or favour. But as expected, there is a lot of opposition. In Bengaluru alone, a majority of buildings have violated the norms grossly, that is more than 50%. This stat was even confirmed by the A.T. Ramaswamy report. If, as per the claims, the government goes on a felling spree, it has to fell a number of buildings in the city, which seems to be an improbable idea. On the other hand, builders want the matter to be resolved in a scientific manner.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ದಿರ ಆಗಿರೋಂಥ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಗಳು ಬೆರಳೆಣಿಕೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ವಿನಃ ಬೇರೆ ಇನ್ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಇದನ್ನ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಇದಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವು 50% ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಲವರು 100% ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ಡೆಮಾಲಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಹಾಳಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಷ್ಟ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕವಾಗಿ ಪರಿಷ್ಕರಿಸಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಕ್ರಮ ನಡೀದೇ ಇರೋ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಸುಗ್ರೀವಾಜ್ಞೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳ ವರ್ಗದಿಂದ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇ ಆದರೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
By the way, this plan applies to only those buildings built before October 19, 2013. Anand Burli for News 9.